Hey everyone, welcome back to your favorite pirate crew. Today we're going to be talking about Zoro's reunion with Queen. If you'd like to see more about One Piece in our channel, please leave your thumbs up and subscribe to join our pirate crew. But pirates, before we continue with the video, I ask that you already subscribe to the channel. That way you can join our pirate crew, earn a devil fruit, or master your favorite hockey. It would also mean a great big deal of help to this division of the crew if you did leave your thumbs up on today's video. So together, we can become Yonkos. Now, let's continue with today's video. Reunions in One Piece, when they're planned from the beginning and manage to create drama on top of it, always move us. You can see this from Ace's reunion with Luffy to other secondary reunions, and finally to our captain's reunion with his teammates after the time skip. The fact is that the author has always managed to create such moments as emotional. But could something similar happen between Zoro and his dear childhood friend? Could Kuina be alive to this day? Let's talk about this in today's video. Kuina was a childhood friend and rival of Kuina and Zoro. She was the daughter of Koyushiro and a descendant of the famous Shimotsuki family of the land of Wano. Her death at the age of 11 took much of Zoro's ambitions as a swordsman, including the development of the three-sword style. When first introduced in a flashback, she was arrogant and confident in her skills as a sword. However, she had always lived with the knowledge that, since she was a young girl, it would only be harder as she got older to compete with men, and had been told by her father of her future problems. She covered her hesitation and fear with arrogance and acted confident rather than fearful and weak, trying to prove to her father that she could become the greatest swordsman in the world. Her gender would force her to give up the swordsman life while growing up, and she would not be allowed to inherit her father's dojo. When she reached puberty, her fears intensified. Eventually, Zoro made her believe that it's willpower and skill, rather than strength, that makes someone a swordsman. Kuina was a formidable child prodigy in fencing, despite her small frame, and remained the strongest student at Inshin Dojo for some time before her death. During that time, she would defeat Kuina and Zoro, who, although a year younger, could outclass the dojo's adult trainees on a regular basis. Like her fellow trainees, Kuina primarily fought with a bamboo shina. However, she seemed to have experience with live steel, as she wielded the Wado Ichimonji in her final match against Zoro without visible difficulty. Kuina was born, quote, the son of Koyushiro and his wife, quote, in Shimotsuki village, approximately 2 years after Goldie Roger's execution, around the same time as Shikai's escape from Impel Down. Although Koyushiro expressed concern about whether a daughter could properly inherit his dojo, his wife expressed hope in Kuina's strength. As a result, Kuina was properly trained in fencing from an early age. At age 11, Kuina had become the strongest trainee in the dojo, unbeaten by anyone else. Remarkably, she faced 2,000 fights against the next strongest trainee, Kuina and Zoro, and won them all, to Zoro's great frustration. Despite this, her father maintained the concern that men would naturally outperform her fencing with age, sowing a bitter anxiety within her. Eventually, Kuina accepted a new challenge from Zoro, to fight a duel with genuine steel swords. In the dead of night, she brought her family's prime minister, Mito Wado Ichimonji, against Zoro's own blades and won once again. However, she celebrated little. While Zoro cursed her weakness, she confessed her own insecurities, including her dream of being the greatest swordsman in the world, and her jealousy that Zoro, as a man, could pursue them where she could not. First shocked, Zoro angrily rejected Kuina's reasoning and insisted that only effort and skill, not birth, would decide their standing as swordsmen and whether he would be able to defeat her. His faith encouraged Kuina, and together they made a mutual vow. One day, one of them would become the greatest swordsman in the world. Unfortunately, this would be their last interaction, as Kuina accidentally fell down a flight of stairs the next day with a fatal impact. Upon seeing her lifeless body, Zoro in tears accused her of breaking her promise. Then, to subsume his pain and honor her memory, he vowed again to become a master swordsman who could fulfill their mutual dream. Kuina's memory would carry Zoro through the rest of his life, spurring him to adopt the Wado Ichimonji as his primary blade and develop the three-sword style to accommodate it properly. Approximately 7 years after his final duel, Zoro would leave Shimotsuki village to begin as a professional swordsman, with the ultimate goal of defeating Dracula Mihawk. Although still unsuccessful, as Mihawk easily overpowered him in their first encounter, Zoro currently stands out as one of the world's most renowned swordsmen, as well as the second most notorious member of the Straw Hat Pirates, behind only their captain, Emperor Monkey D. Luffy. For a while, Kuina's memory would cause Zoro considerable anxiety around Tashigi, a Navy officer almost identical to her in both appearance and interests. However, this had mostly subsided when the Straw Hats entered the New World. We know that Zoro's friend slipped and hit her head, but the anime doesn't show explicit details. Some older theories regarding the character have stated that she could, yes, have fallen down the stairs and hit her head, but she did not die. She only lost her memory and was left with after effects. Kuina's father, who treats Zoro with great respect and trains him, hides his daughter from everyone, deceiving/hiding even from Zoro, or also even protecting the dojo from now a stranger. Tashigi, Navy captain, Smoker's partner, could be the one with Kuina. Take Vision. Zoro's childhood friend had vision problems, that's why she fell down the stairs. We see that Tashigi also has vision problems, besides the fact that she's alike in appearance and personality. Taking into account that Tashigi and Kuina are the same person, Tashigi is clumsy. Besides, she hit her head, which caused neurological problems, which resulted in a lack of balance control in the first arc of the series, in Tashigi's first appearance. After she defeats some random pirates, she loses her balance. Another scene in which this lack of control is explicit is when Zoro picks out the cursed sword and throws it upward, to test whether his luck or the curse, which really was the strongest. After the sword hits the ground, Tashigi falls to her knees and loses her strength. We just don't know what happened to her after she was reported dead, and how she ended up in the Navy. Kuina and Tashigi could be the same person. She could have fallen down the stairs and gone into a coma or had some type of brain injury, and after some time she woke up and lost her memory. This is because Tashigi fits the clumsy style of falling and has the headstrong nature of Kuina, wanting to prove that swordswomen can be better than swordsmen. In the case of hitting her head, this explains why her mind wanders constantly, as she has her past self, which she can sometimes remember along with certain cognitive functions that can be impeded. Now, if this is the case, a possibility of her remembering who she was in Wano no Kuni, as a possible reunion with her father or relative in Wano, could bring back the memories that she had been stored away. Kuina escaped the Shimotsuki village, and Koshiro, being disgraced by himself for her sudden disappearance, covers up by faking her death with a fake corpse, using the excuse that she fell down the stairs to motivate Zoro, who was near to Kuina, to succeed in finding her one day and return her sword to her. This will make a lot of sense, since he gave his daughter's last memory, her sword, to Zoro. This gives Zoro the opportunity to return a favor to Kuina for making him the swordsman he is. This sword is also a memento similar to Luffy's straw hat, which he must return to Shanks once he's strong enough. Kuina's sword could be used to be returned to her when he's a strong swordsman. It could be possible that she escaped even without memories, afraid and anxious about what was happening. That said, it would have been more interesting if she really was Tashigi, and in the near future, Zoro ends up discovering this, or the character herself regains her memory. This way they can meet again and have a long dreamt of future together as colleagues, even though the character lost most of her abilities as a child. Or she could recover her memories, but not tell Zoro the truth. We could have a rather melancholy ending, with him treating her as Tashigi. But at least it'd be exciting enough to see her happy that Zoro has achieved his dream for the two of them. But what about you? Do you think Tashigi could be Kuina? Or could she still be alive out there, just waiting to appear in the works of One Piece? Let us know in the comments your theory. That's it, my Straw Hat Pirates. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any suggestions for a future video, don't forget to comment below, because I'll be reading them all as I always do. So don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Be sure to subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any content from your pirate crew.